Hello, welcome. I'm here to talk about InTune and how we can roll out applications to the desktops and obviously laptops too, of applications which we set on the InTune console so the users don't have to. We could have a few situations with that. We might say, hey, we're going, in this particular demo, I'm going to show you how to roll out Chrome across everybody's machine. And you might have other things like company apps and things that you want to make sure everybody's got installed. When they get a new machine, they automatically come down to that machine and then they're done. So obviously the InTune is a good way to go with that. We have a requirement for an E3 or an E5 license or a 365 Business Premium license to be able to push applications to that user and obviously to that desktop. So just be aware of the licensing. But let's get on with it. Let's install Chrome on all these desktops. We're going to add an InTune application, which I'm going to show you how to do. So the first thing we do with that to get to InTune is we just bring up the main console there. As you can see, that's the normal 365 Admin Center. And we want to go down a little bit down here, and we're going to go into the Endpoint Manager. Now, it's not called InTune on that taskbar anymore. It is Endpoint Manager. And you can see here, welcome to a fresh look for InTune, which is nice. So we can have a quick look around. The interesting parts here are to say, hey, we can look at the devices and then all the apps. So if we look at devices, we don't have many in this organization. It's just a test one, but you get the idea. And you can see here we've got some machines. Are they compliant? Are they not? Bit of a mix. And we can see here we've got this guy, Buck Rogers, who we're going to put Chrome onto his machine and see how he goes with it. And then we'll roll it out to everybody else afterwards. So what we'll do, we'll go to apps and have a look what we've got there already. We've got lots of stats. There's plenty of stuff in this console that you can do. So I'm showing you just the real basic stuff. But have a good look around because some of the reporting and things is quite interesting to look at. But you can see with all apps, you can see there's the name of all your apps there and obviously what they are. So if we're going to add Chrome, we're going to say add. And of course, we get to choose what type it is. So here with the drop down, you see what is it. We might have things that are straight off the Google Play Store for Androids, because obviously this works on phones as well. Or we might have web links and things. How is this app classified? Now, this is actually going to be a line of business app. Now, that's because what we're going to do, we're going to give it an MSI file that the InTune agent is going to install on that machine. So that's hidden away a little bit. You wouldn't know, but it is line of business app, which is that one there. And you can see from that list there, it's saying, okay, how are we going to package it? And you can see Windows is the MSI and obviously the different MSIX bundles as well. So we'll say select on that one. And then we get a bit of information about it. So we'll say select app package file, which is that MSI. And we've got to install it. Now, if you do go and try and download Chrome and just say, hey, I'm going to load Chrome, it comes up and it gives you the setup exe file to install on the machine. And you run that and then Chrome comes on. That's great. This is not what we need for this. We need the MSI file, not the executable that you download from the website. So how do we get that? Well, easy really. You just go to Google and search for Google Chrome space MSI, which we'll jump in here and do right now. Let's put that in. Like that. You'll see straight away you'll get download the Chrome browser for your business. Thank you very much. That's the one we want. And you can see there it is. And enterprise. And we can say what we're downloading. Right. Standard defaults there. Yes, we want everything like that. Hit download and away we go. And that will just drop in, as you can see there, as a zip file. And once we've got the zip file, if you unzip it, obviously, you'll get all of these folders. The one we're after is the installers one. You can see this is the file we need. So Google Chrome standalone enterprise 64. So that's the one we're going to upload into this guy right here. So we'll select that one to go in there, and you can see it's picked up all the right information off it. Hit OK, and then we get the details to fill out about the application itself. So the only thing I'm going to put into here is the publisher. Just put Google on that one. Everything else is pretty well set. We're going to leave that alone. So we just hit next, and it takes us on to the assignments. Now there's 3 sections here. The required one is to say this app is required by what group or all users or all devices. So if you put something into the required group, it means that these people are required to have that application. So that's that definition for that. The available for enrolled devices means that it's not required on the machine. It's an optional install and they can have it if they want to. If they do the company portal and choose to download it, they can, but it's not an enforced install on their machines. And of course, the uninstall is when you want to take it off. You put people into the uninstall group, and of course that then removes that application. So I'm interested in the required one for this particular demonstration though. So what we'll do is you could add all users or add all devices and make it mandatory, but here I won't do that for this one. I'm just going to say add a group, and I'm going to put in a group name of the Google Chrome. Now, what you'll notice here is we don't have one yet. And so what I'm going to do is create one. Now, you can't create one inside here. So what I've got to do is go back and create the group. So the easiest way there is go into the normal admin center, and we can say here active teams and groups, and we look at security groups, and you can see I've already got some here, as you can see, for like the Office 365 and the World TS. So I'm just going to go and create a new security group, and we'll just call that Google Chrome. We might actually just prefix. You can prefix them with something like that. It makes it a little bit more intuitive when you look at it in the list and say, what is this particular group going to do? So that's up to you though. That's all fine there. We don't need to add any Azure AD roles there. We don't need to do that. So we just hit next and create group. Now what I will do is while I'm here, I'm going to add the Buck Rogers users into this install Google Chrome group so that it speeds things up a bit later on for us. So from a membership basis here, we're going to this one. We're going to add Buck in there right now just to save coming back to this screen a bit later on. Buck, and in he goes. Good. So back where we were before, I will say add group now, and you can see there's our list, and that's the one we're after. So we'll select that. I'm not going to put anything in the enroll devices for the optional or the uninstall. We're just going to put things into this here to say it's required for these people, and move on to the next window, which really just gives us the review and of what's really happening. You can see there's our, and you can just go and see what you've set there and how it all looks. But I will just go ahead and create that. What it will do then is once it starts that, it will actually take that application and upload it. That's when the upload actually happens. Is, as you can see, it's uploading it right now. Once that's in, it'll bind it all together and give you an app that you can then watch on the console. So it has done it. You can see it's been created and it is assigned right now. There's the package file. There's all the other specs of it. We get the option to delete it, which is obviously means it has created it and done. And there's our basic stats. Obviously, there's nothing happening with that one right now, but we can now go back to our main screen here, and you'll see you've got Google Chrome, which is the line of business app. There's our version. Is it assigned to anything? Yes, it is. And really, we just sit there. Now, what will happen is that the next time those machines do check in and look for things to do, it's going to say, hey, you need to install Google Chrome, Mr. Buck. And it will just go ahead and do that in the background. He won't know it's happening. He won't see anything. It'll just appear as an icon, which is cool. So let's go across to his machine and check that out. So looking at the desktop for Buck, you can see here, if we go, it's not there yet. We don't see a Chrome icon. And if we go into the settings and have a look at the apps that he has, we'll find that obviously Google Chrome is not there right now, but it will do. When it checks in and it knows to install it, it'll go ahead and install it. So we'll come back a little bit later on and just see when it's installed, what it looks like, and how it shows up for Buck. So this one, you can see from the clock there, it's actually only about 12 minutes afterwards, but look what's turned up. We've got a Google Chrome icon here, which means it's installed on that machine nicely. And if we have a look at settings now, let's go in there and just check it out from an apps perspective and see what it looks like. It will look like, there we are, Google Chrome installed on the 12th of December, as you can see. Good. Now let's jump back into the console and we look at this here. You can see I was looking up before the user install status. You can see Buck here has had one install, but he's actually got two machines. So I'm waiting for this one to update now. You can see it's a bit quick that we're trying to do this. So it's obviously hasn't updated the install of that on the desktop, because it does have it installed on the laptop we've got provisioned, which is this guy here. So what you're seeing now is a bit of a lag between what's happening on the machines and what's happening on the console. You can see that machine we're looking at is not an Asus laptop. It is a Dell desktop machine. So we're expecting to see one that says CM and then I think Optiplex in there as well. So we just refresh that a few times and let's see if we can make that appear. Because everybody knows that if you just hammer away at the refresh button, it makes the computer work faster, right? Isn't that right? Is that how it works? Yeah. So look at that. A couple of refreshes. Bam. Shows installed, which is good. And we look at the user install status. You can see we have 2 there as well, which is very good. So that really concludes what I want to show you today. It means you can have plenty of different types of app installs and different machines, assign them across different users groups. I mean, whatever you want to do with your system, that's up to you. But obviously this was a quick demo on how to push out Chrome onto that group. I might go back and make it applicable for all users so that all of the Azure enrolled people get that application, which is obviously a very easy thing to do. We just go back in and do that required section, and we put Azure enrolled devices in there. Thanks for watching, everybody. Really appreciate it when you subscribe to the channel, and hope that was useful for you. Catch you on the next one. See you later.